Half Cash podcast.
Yeah. I
Hell
brand all
yes.
my stuff half cashed something. It's half cashed house band is all my musical projects.
Because you don't put all the cash in. It's just the half.
It kind of means like half burnt, half spent.
Oh, got it though.
Yeah.
You go. Did you feel better on comedy than on music? You think?
Oh yeah, like as yeah, it was. Oh goodness. I mean, it was a lot quicker to feel like I was going somewhere with comedy
Yeah.
than with music. How about you? You started with music, right?
Yeah, the same. I mean, for me, it was like music. You need to go with somebody. Like you need a kind of, I don't know, other people to go. And then the appeal in comedy for me, like, was that I have to do this myself.
Oh yeah, it's a one-man band.
Yeah, like it doesn't. I mean, you find people on the journey that shares that path with you and kind of go along, but ultimately, it's like you gotta learn, what you're gonna say, your style, and that all comes by you showing yourself like either alone or with them, right? I think that was like the appeal in comedy for me. I have to do this myself.
Yeah. Were you? When was the last time you played in a band or
There
did
was-
any musical project?
So I think the last time was New Year's Eve back in 2017. I performed like in a Brazilian restaurant. Yeah, in New Year's Eve, and then I was like,
That was with a band.
yeah, like we had like 4 guys.
Okay. Are you play guitar, right?
Yeah,
Do you sing as well, or?
yeah, I was singing and playing guitar at the time.
Nice, hell yeah.
Kind of got it going, but man, like there's like styles of music that you want to play that if you want to really, I don't know, keep doing music, I don't know, you kind of, styles of music that I don't like to play,
yeah.
country, shit like that, you got to play if you want to go, to main Brazilian events, so that was a no for me.
Yeah. There's a country music scene?
Yeah, there is a big, like in Brazil right
Yeah.
now, if you go to Brazil, literally what you're gonna hear is country and funk music.
Oh, okay, interesting mix.
That would be the true main thing going on, like for everybody. Here, like when I moved to America, I went to a Brazilian party,
Oh yeah.
which was held by Disney. And it was a funk. And imagine this, I saw like, it was, imagine a wall, and funk, if you know funk, is basically you shake your ass to the ground,
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
dance. That's
Good
what
booty
Brazil-
shaking music.
Yep. And I saw like a line in a wall of about 40 American white chicks, all just like going down with their asses, man. Like that's how powerful Brazilian funk music is. But it's something that doesn't bring the fulfillment, doesn't answer the questions you have about like life and the universe.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever, man, I'm done.
So what kind of stuff do you enjoy playing?
Surf music,
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah, like, do you feel, I don't know, man, because I feel like frequency and energy in the music, it makes all the difference. Like, if I listen to, like, Ben Harper or Jack Johnson, calmness settles over me, you know what I mean? I think it's the frequency of whatever they're doing that gets into me. When I listen to mainstream music, a lot of times I'm a little bit stressed for some reason.
Ooh. Yeah, it doesn't fulfill.
Do you aware of like the frequencies and like hertz?
Yeah,
you know
I've heard
those shows?
the argument between 432 versus 440. Yeah.
That's it, dog.
That's an interesting rabbit hole.
And then that's true, right? That's like the most truest thing. Because I mean, like they say when Rockefeller was taken, this is a huge conspiracy. So if you go into it, it's like Rockefeller, he's began like buying radio stations and stuff. And apparently the 432 hertz will make you, just feel good and you're not like,
It's harmonious to the body in some way.
yeah, if you see the shape of, so 432 hertz is very aligned. 440 hertz, which is a little higher, is everything crammed into each other. So like basically, if you keep listening to that thing, that's why you remain in a stressful state. Like it rings true to you, because it's your basically now you're feeling like you under that stressful mode.
that came about. I've heard a couple different theories, but it was like a slow push, right?
Yep.
It was, they kept raising it.
Yeah, the thing was like musicians like John Lennon, when the music started, like the Beatles, like they were playing on 440 hertz. When you hear the the Beatles,
was?
yeah,
Okay.
the Beatles from the beginning, like the I Love You songs, they all have, because if you want to play on the radio, you gotta tune your instrument to 440 hertz. And then if you're famous enough, you can be playing on 432 hertz. That's not gonna be an issue for you. So when the Beatles began, like the Beatles, the first thing they did after Sgt. Pepper was to lower the frequency of the guitar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when it gets to like 68, by almost like by the White Album. That White was the last one, but like before that, I don't remember specifically the album. I think it's Revolver. No, after Sgt. Pepper's, they start changing this whole thing. Like, listen, because I mean they went through the whole spiritual awakening thing where George Harrison, John Lennon, they all became like monks.
Yeah.
At the time. So they're very deep into spirituality and magic and all that kind of stuff.
I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I love the early Beatles, the poppy
yeah.
stuff.
Listen, when you listen to the first songs they play, like If I Fell, like there's a song called If I Fell, and there's one that is, you know, the I Should Have Known Better, I think. If you listen to those two songs, man, they lay out what like love music would be after a while. Like what?
Yeah, they
like,
nailed it.
Yeah, like it was just like a structure that they put it out that everybody was like, now I'm gonna follow this, and this didn't even existed before. They say Elvis was Jesus, but the Beatles was like the Catholic Church, right? Like they put it out there. Like also, if you're a fan of a band, one thing you gotta know, if you're a fan of heavy metal, it was heavily influenced by the Beatles.
Oh yeah, I am a big metalhead.
Yeah, so first heavy metal song in history was Helter Skelter. So Helter Skelter is the first heavy metal song in all history, and it was all the Beatles into a fucking studio playing, and then it came about like When I Dance to the Top, bam, bam, bam. Then they put it out there. After that, Led Zeppelin, everybody was coming. Everybody. So it was like a legacy that went far beyond what anybody had done before.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna keep evolving.
Yeah. I don't know, like now people are beating the Beatles with like the internet's like TikTok numbers. They're going like, holy shit, you know, first stadium.
Oh, for the Beatles?
Yeah, they're now like surpassing him, like them. But
Wow.
before, like when the Beatles did the first stadium, like in '64, I guess, it's the Shea Stadium show. They didn't even know how to put like a sound structure because it was the first time. So they have like 2 PAs, and it sounds like madness if you steer the show, because the whole yelling shit starts, and then boom, now we out here.
Yeah.
What's your favorite style of music?
Ooh, heavy metal.
Heavy metal.
I like a lot of early '80s, a lot of thrash. Megadeth's my favorite band. Big fan. How about you? You get into metal at all?
Yeah, I do like Metallica, because it has to be a classic. I think like Metallica is the only band that if you put them doing a show in the middle of the desert, bro, it's gonna be crowded. It's gonna
People
be packed.
show up.
Yeah, everybody's gonna come. There's no way. Because it's literally like symphony into like guitar, heavy metal stuff. It's like through, I don't know, it's thought out.
Yeah.
You know, you don't feel like, holy shit, these guys were playing. They were doing something, man. This is serious stuff. Do you believe in anything that the metal were like, you know, praying to the devil or, you know, worshiping
No,
these energies?
I think it's all funny or fun imagery. In the same way that like Halloween is fun imagery.
Yeah, feel it. Because I mean, they're saying like, I don't know, like they say Jimmy Page, right, when he wrote like Stairway to Heaven, they say there's a lot of incognito messages throughout the whole song. If you play it in reverse, you're gonna hear shit.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
Jimmy
for the
Page was just
reverse
like,
thing.
bro, it's already hard for me to make a song straight. Imagine if I'm playing in reverse. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's a 9-minute song.
Yeah.
And
On the other hand, I mean, musicians have always been trying to put messages in their music.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think like that deep. You know, you can like, oh,
Yeah, no.
let's worship the metal. But one thing that, so if you know, Metallica fan or like Led Zeppelin fan, one thing that Jimmy Page is really well known for was to practice magic. Do you have any? Because I mean, he would walk around with sigils. You know sigils. You know those are like
yeah.
is a symbol drawn by like a guru or a magician to keep bad energy away from you. So it's like, you know, it's a shape that will like avoid negative things to come into your, you know, field of energy.
And that was part of his pre-show.
So he at one
Preparing?
point he like this is like you can see on the covers and then on the shows. So at one point he draw outfits for everybody and everybody will have their own visual on their outfits, and that's how they believe they never got shot or anything like that, you know. But then like there's a huge theory that he was performing a lot of magic and to get, you know, to a level of where he was a god. There's a figure called Albert Crowley. You know
Yeah.
you know who he is?
Yeah, Aleister Crowley.
Aleister Crowley. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yes.
I've
Thank you.
read a couple. I've never like read his book or the teachings of Aleister Crowley, but I've read excerpts here and there.
So this guy is like a famous, well-known magician from the 40s that like start practicing, you know, rituals that would bring in spirits. And then Jimmy Page was very like this with him. And they bought a house somewhere in the UK where they would perform rituals. Some people say that these rituals that let out spirits, they're still here. That's why the whole, I mean, whatever, this is a huge conspiracy shit. I like the spiritual stuff for me is like enlightening and BS at the same time whenever it comes down to this side, like, oh, they open up a bag of demons
Yeah.
and now they're still here. I don't know, like those are subjects there. Fuck, man. Do you relate to spirituality at all?
Not much.
You ever had any spiritual experience, bro?
Not really. I've had
Felt whispers in your ear, like, because I mean, they say like this: if you ever felt like your name, it was too small for who you are, or if you ever felt like your hands remember a fire that it never touched. That's like if you listen to ancient music and you feel like something's like awakening within. That's when you know, like, hey, this is like something that I'm remembering from past, you know.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had anything like that. I've had, I don't know, I've had panic attacks. I've had what I think was ego death from drug usage. But,
Okay, yeah.
nothing, I don't know. Yeah, I'm a pretty spiritually benign person.
Yeah, I feel like your aura, if you said it, because the aura is the energy that the world perceives it before you say anything. It's your energy, like you walk into a room, everybody's feeling your aura. If you have a negative aura, everybody's gonna feel tense. Like whenever, if you walk into a room, like you, the lights, you know, vibe walking in.
I definitely, I feel like, I mean, that's something that you see in comedy a lot. Or you start to get from comedy, reading the vibe of the room,
Yeah.
feeling when things shift.
That's what I really feel like comedy is. It's like about expanding that energy, right? Because once you know where you're going in comedy, like and what you're striving for, you just worry about expanding that energy that is the one that is different from everybody, kind of. You know? Like,
Yeah, it's like, for a while, I really felt like comedy was something I was doing to people. It almost felt like not an act of aggression, but almost like a watch what I can do to you. I can make you laugh.
it's a
Well,
magic trick.
Now I'm taking more joy in it. It's more of like I want to connect now, where the first couple years it was just like, let's see if
Yeah.
this trick works. but now I want to like, I don't know, expand that, build on something.
Dude, like how comedy show up to you?
Oh, I mean, I was a big fan, like most people say before they get into comedy. Watched tons of specials. Yeah, I was watching Comedy Central reruns like my whole childhood.
Yeah. What made you go to the first open mic? It was like something you wanna just.
I really wanted to. I actually had a coworker. We both realized the other one wanted to, so we kind of talked each other into it.
Nice,
So
yeah.
we went to the first one together, and
You're the only one staying in the course.
yeah, he never went again. He
funny,
had a
man.
good set. I feel like his set was better than mine. But he, I
But
don't
it's
know.
stuck with it.
Yeah, it was going to take a lot of effort that he just did not seem to be down for.
It's funny because me, it was like I was working in a bar that right beside the bar was the Funny Bone.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sweet.
And then like I wrote my book at the time. I had it published. I needed to like talk about like get in circles where people were like doing art.
Yeah.
So I'm like, listen, all you need to do is to put your name on the paper. That's it. On an open mic, that's it. Like, listen, let's go. And then I went to see if I had the courage. So I was talking like about shit that I went pretty well after. Like, I was talking about like the springs in Florida, how in Orlando and Miami are different. Like, I was making a comparison between like Orlando being kind of heaven because it's chill, it's family, and Miami being the devil. And that went pretty well. And I was like, listen, this is really nice. If I can keep like people engaged, I might want to do this. And then I kept going for open mics.
I told myself the first time, as long as I got one laugh, I had to try to get it again.
Yeah, and also like you cook, it cooks. Like it messes with you because now that feeling, you want to do everything to get that feeling again.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like, I don't know, do you feel it's greater than
Oh,
everything?
It's the best high ever. I've
because
experienced a lot of highs.
This
and
is
this is a good one.
Yeah, we've done a lot. Because I mean, listen, like sex is great. But then like, if you're a slave to sex, oh my God, you fuck. You know what I mean? You're gonna be like living a life that it's not that much pleasurable because you're a slave to this thing that people are gonna use you for it. But then I was very worried at the time that I couldn't find anything like that. But then I did, once I did a good set on stage, it literally subverts the feeling. It's crazy.
Way
I feel.
better.
Yeah.
Way better. Even like, I don't know, I try to tell musicians, it's like finishing a song and getting that applause from the audience, but it's like that every 15 seconds.
Oh yeah.
So imagine you finished a song every 15 seconds and got that
When-
reaction from the crowd.
So yeah, that's funny. The thing is like when you really have that receptivity, because first of all, you're doing a joke that I think you're gonna agree is like, I thought this was wild, and now you guys are giving me the information that you kind of agree.
Oh, yeah.
So wow, this was the best thing. I mean, that's how I say like, because I thought like every joke that you says like, I thought this was wow. I shouldn't say that to anybody or something like, because that's a hidden thought. But then you said it, and then it resonates.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
When you find something you think is really niche and, under a couple layers, and then
Do you feel
the
like
audience does connect with it, that's beautiful. It's like, oh, everyone thinks about this? I just am the first one in this room who said it. That's
Yeah,
Feels
and then
great.
it just makes it like, dude, I can have these talks. I'm a normal guy. I don't know, like they just don't think about it. You know what I mean? It's with them, but they just don't think about it. And now, because I'm performing in this fucking thing, like I think about it. So what else can I think about it that will ring a bell? You know?
Yeah. It's kind of like, I don't know, feels like being an explorer almost. It feels like the last frontier.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, you climbing a mountain,
Yeah.
and then how do you feel when you bomb?
Oh, it's the worst. It feels like I want to.
Do some soul searching after?
It feels like I want to curl up into a fetal position and just wither away.
Did you ever thought like, what? I thought I could do this? What the fuck?
Yeah, even recently, as of like a couple months ago, I had
Really?
a set where it's like, what? No, even a couple weeks ago. There was a set, it's like,
But
have
do you?
I been making a mistake?
What the fight? Because I mean, for me, when it's like I don't know, I never get cocky, but sometimes I know like, oh, I have 5 minutes, and if I'm gonna do 5 or 10 minutes, I got it, and then I don't know if something is the mood of the energy or something that I ate the night before and I haven't digested or whatever it is, man. I'm just not in the same attitude as I should be to tell those kind of jokes, and the guys, I don't know. And then I'm like, dude, what the fuck, bro? I thought like this would hit, it didn't, and then you're gonna go see where it went wrong. Like, what the fuck happened? Then 2 days after, you'll be like, okay, I learned. You kind of shed the skin.
Oh yeah, feel a little renewed.
And then, like, it's the beautiful side of it, bro. Like, there's nothing worse than bomb because it feels like a out-of-body experience, right?
Oh yeah, I mean I do. I really start to, I think the term is dissociate while I'm up there.
Yeah.
I start to, I'm way in my head. I'm just like, it comes to a certain point during bombing where it's almost like I'm just counting down.
Holy
So
shit.
I'm making the words come out. I'm just trying to get to the end of the clock.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about bomb is like this. Like, you have to like to kind of show the characters first, like, so people can be like, oh, I know who you are, so I can laugh with you now. Me, if I don't get through that on the first 30 seconds, it's gonna be hard because now people are looking at me, what the fuck is this guy thinking?
Oh, establishing character right out of the gate.
Yeah, like if I don't do that well, then it's gonna be hard for them to
important.
like to not let go. Like, I'm not gonna let myself go for this guy. What the fuck, this big dude, asshole. But when you learn and then you, oh my god, dude, if I can do this, I can do anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest fear, public speaking.
Biggest fear and that. So whenever like you just stay in and go through the course, because then, man, like you see some heroes of you too, like, you know, they all did that.
Yeah.
They all went through the same path. You're just there, and then you kind of, I think like the best thing is when you have a beautiful attitude towards bombing, and after 3 months you see that guy, the same guy that you saw bombing, that he's killing.
Oh yeah.
Fuck,
I
man.
think I just get through it by convincing myself it's all experience points.
Yeah, like it helped me actually.
Yeah.
It helped
Even,
me.
I feel like there's definitely bombs that I've gained more experience from than crushes, I guess.
Yeah, they say whenever, like, you know, if you keep winning, you're just gonna get used to it. If you keep losing it, you gotta work on it. So
Yeah.
that's the trick, I think, to connect this shit. You read a lot, right?
Well, I've been since I started comedy. I started reading at the same time. I was not a reader. In my 20s, almost nothing.
Really, dude?
Yeah.
Because you seem like the kind of guy that is like a deep, you know, you sit down and think about your choices.
I try to. I mean, I went down the Alan Watts rabbit hole, and all of that started to, you know.
Because if you listen to Alan Watts, you're kind of like spiritual, right?
I think so. I read Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. That was a big one for me.
Oh, hell
That
yeah.
one gave me, I think, a lot of good tools for.
I mean, philosophy is a field that is like kind of gnawing, but if you really delve into the right philosophers, bro, you got like an attitude about life that you never like. Do you know Friedrich Nietzsche, right?
Yeah.
Nietzsche, whatever it is. So when I was 15 years old, I read Thus Spoke Zarathustra, which is a book about like, it's about this guy who goes to a mountain and then he meditates on this mountain for like 10 years and then he gets an answer that he needs. He comes back to the village where he used to live to tell them the truth that he found when he was meditating upon the mountain. And the truth that he says to the villagers is, God is dead. And now the villagers are like, yo, what the fuck you talking about? God is the answer, man. They go like, no, but listen, like, relax. Now that we know that he's dead, we can find the answers in ourselves. We can't stop waiting for like a higher power to come and save ourselves. That was the message. And also, like, he talks about one thing that I never forgot and it kind of screwed me up for life, which is like the eternal recurrency. Have you ever heard about that?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, this is for me like the point of life, but it fucks me up when I was 15 because I still think about that. So the term recurrence
That's
is
pretty young to delve that deep.
yeah. So he says you gotta find a day that you can relive over and over again. When you find that day, you find your purpose.
Ooh.
You know, like whoa,
I
and
think
then
that's comedy.
I mean,
We're doing it
Yeah.
We're living this weird Groundhog's Day
yeah, like
over and over and over.
if you find that day, you're gonna because if you find that day, then you're gonna have passion for that day to live that day. You know, so for me, it involves like my perfect day would involve me waking up early, going to the gym, working out. If I can do some nature like diving, scuba diving, exploring something where I'm like involved, you know, in an act there's like wild and fun. And then later, writing about that act, like reflecting on it, and then going to like the stage. That's like,
That's a beautiful day.
hell yeah, right?
Yeah.
So once I thought about it, like this is the day I want to have. Especially if we live in Florida, like we have the springs, we have the beach, we can do like all these things connect. And then at night you come here, and then you work on stories that you want to make people resonate with, and they resonate, bro.
Yeah. You get 5 minutes to do exactly what you want to do. It's your time.
5 minutes now.
Yeah.
When it's like on later, if you nail it, you're gonna be like 30, 40 minutes on the stage. Now, it's gonna,
wait, dude.
it's gonna resonate even more. So it's funny, right? Because we're recording that, and then one day, we out there,
Yeah,
bro.
there'll be the little glimpse into the past, still sitting there on YouTube somewhere, or whatever the new beast is.
God damn it.
Well, we got 3 minutes left. I don't know if you want to properly plug the book, but
Yeah.
we haven't really mentioned.
So I'm Daniel. I'm a writer that wrote a book called Who Would Have Thought? A Server with PTSD Story. It's about a server. You know, he's developing PTSD, but he doesn't know. And then he gets introduced to cannabis by his coworkers. That's when he becomes aware, oh, I'm not crazy. I just have triggers in my mind. If I can control them, I can change my life. And then becomes a spiritual, goes work in a bar where he becomes an alcoholic, where he gets married too, and then there's a whole spiritual thing going on. He breaks down, comes back, you know, stronger. It's like, remember, your hands remember the fire they never touch. That's the answer for you.
Sweet.
Hell yes.
It's a good read. I'm 8 chapters in so far. I have not continued since we last spoke. I wanted to be further in by this point, but
No, cool. I mean, just if you're 8 chapters in, you know, like it's about.
I get the vibe. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Getting high and reading along.
Yeah, this book shows you the first time somebody would smoke weed to the point where like, all right, I need this. What is this? You know, like we still have like.
Oh, a minute and a half? Sure.
Yeah, I'll
Lay it
finish like, you know, the wisdom of Solomon. So there's a chapter in the book, chapter 4, where I explain the Rastafari vision of cannabis, because I think like cannabis can be a healing medicine if you know how to use it. So the Rastafari, they believe that King Solomon was like the wisest man on earth. When he died, they cremated him and threw out his ashes, you know, throughout Jamaica and Ethiopia. So this is in the Bible actually, like from those ashes was born a plant of wisdom. So the Rastafari believes when you smoke cannabis, you actually inhaling Solomon's wisdom. That's why you're able to see yourself to a 30-party perspective, you know? And if you work through the issues you have, when you calm like that, you can connect the dots, you know? Beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing. Oh yeah. I think that's a podcast. Bye.
Available on Amazon, guys. Get your copy today.
Who would have thought?
We out.
Hell yeah. Thanks for doing this, dude.
Hell yeah, bro. No, easy.